So Christie sides, like, what do you guys think happened? Chat, what do you guys think happened? And we got 1,900 people in here, 819 likes. If we could somehow get to 1,000 likes, it'd be insane. And obviously, we're going for 22k by the end of the day if we could. But Christie sides is so out of her depth. Am I wrong with that? Am I wrong with saying Christie sides? Like, kind of like bad attitude, Caitlin. I don't know if a coach telling you to do something dumb and just being like, no, is a bad attitude. Like, I think a Kobe would have done it. I think MJ would have done it. LeBron has done it. We know LeBron has done it. Like, LeBron, David Blatt drew up a play, and he just said no. He said no. Like, genuinely, you can't really say Christie sides hating Alyssa Smith. I will say Katie Lou played better than her today, especially down the stretch. But, like, I genuinely think you can't listen to her anymore. I think you can't listen to her. And I just think I don't understand. Like, why is Dantas on the floor? Ever. I know she hit a three. But, like, what does she bring? She forces you to play a certain style that doesn't work. Like, Caitlin Clark has a horrible attitude. She'll never lead in the pros. But you have to take into account where it's like, is listening to something dumb and saying, why are we doing this? Is that a bad attitude when clearly you are smarter than your coach? This is the Rajon Rondo situation. Every good team Rajon Rondo was on, loved them. Every bad team he was on said he had a bad attitude. Kobe, when he was on bad teams, people talked about his attitude. But every good team Kobe was on was the Mamba mentality and all this stuff. So I don't know if you can call being actively angry with your coach a bad attitude. And that's what a problem is. Like, you can tell in that game, Christie Sides was telling Caitlin Clark to play her game. You could tell Sides wants to play WNBA basketball. Lynn Dunn, the GM, wants to play the basketball that won her titles in Seattle with Sue Bird. That's not what's going to win. That's not what wins for this team. This team, like, that's not going to win. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Like, you have coached a style of basketball that led your team to be 13-40. But yet, when your team is going on a win streak, you want them to go back to that style. Thank you so much for the $5. Like, I don't get it. And you can tell the rest of the players are kind of pissed too. You can tell Aaliyah Boston wants to be running the pick and roll. Aaliyah Boston's getting her opportunities. You can tell. Kelsey Mitchell just does Kelsey Mitchell things. It doesn't matter. You could tell Kelsey Mitchell to do anything. She's going to do the same thing. Every time she touches the ball, she's going to shoot. In any style, any stylistic way of basketball, like, Kelsey Mitchell is going to do the same thing. And that's the worst part about it, is like, Cheryl Reeve is your WNBA purist. She is the WNBA, like, the best coach of the old WNBA style. This is no modern style. This is the old WNBA style. This is a coach that does not rate Caitlin Clark very highly. The Caitlin Clark play style, not Caitlin Clark, by the way. The rest of the team were better than her. Saying the Caitlin Clark style beat them is not saying Caitlin Clark beat them, because Caitlin Clark did not have the greatest game today. But you know what won? The run and gun style. And the only way that this team could run the run and gun style is through Caitlin Clark. But Christie Sides decides to see what's working and go away from it. I don't get it. And then, like, also leaving Caitlin Clark in for, like leaving her in for dead, like you can't tell Caitlin Clark to stop running and then play her and then be annoyed when she plays badly. Like, that's like telling Shaq to become a pick and popper and being annoyed when he starts rolling. Like, it just doesn't work like that. It's like telling Steph Curry he's not even allowed to shoot threes. So it's like telling Tyrese Halliburton that he has to become a scorer. You know what? You're not allowed to pass. You know what your job is to slow down and dump the ball inside to Miles Turner. No pick and rolls, no run and gun offense. Your job is to slow down. It's like It's like putting Tyrese Halliburton and Embiid on the same team. It's just not going to work. It's just not going to work long term. And that's the worst part is it's not even about Caitlin Clark as an individual because she did not play well. But the system won. The system. And that is what Christie sides is so adamantly against. What she is against. And the worst part is she has a game plan. She has a game plan. And if the game plan is not working, she won't change. The slow down game plan was not working, regardless of what it said in the scoreboard. We saw through the first half that it was not going well. If you watch the start of that game, it was not going well. They were in the game because Minnesota couldn't make a shot. They were in that game. Like, that was the only reason they were in the game. So they start off the third quarter by running for 4 or 5 possessions. They go ahead. And then she slows it again. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand how she does that. And I don't understand how it's just, like, completely fine. I don't understand how she can think that. What video analysis is she doing? I don't think she's doing video analysis. Because, again, her tactic was to leave Bridget Carleton open for 3. Her tactic, like, it wasn't like... They make Kayla McBride shoot tough shots. They genuinely make Kayla McBride shoot tough shots. They did a great job in Kayla McBride. Lexi Hull. Thank you, Christie Sides, for playing Lexi Hull more. She is a difference maker. She is an absolute difference maker. But, like, my face cam is frozen. My face cam is frozen, guys. So, that is wrong right there. My face cam is frozen. It will be back. It'll be back in, like, 2 seconds. But, like, she's a difference maker. So, shout out to you. Shout out to you, Christie Sides, for putting her in the game. Shout out to you. So, that's basically it. I don't understand what she's watching. I don't actually think she is doing any. I don't think she is doing any scouting. I don't think she scouts teams. I don't think she does video analysis. I don't think she knows what position her best players play. I don't think she knows what she's doing. I genuinely don't think she knows what she's doing. So, she's just so bad. She's just so bad. She told Caitlin Clark basically to go play power forward. She's just so bad. They're winning. They're literally winning because you have a talented point guard you have a talented floor general who can run a specific system better than anyone else. Despite shooting badly, you have a talented floor general who can run a specific system better than anyone else that nobody can guard. You have got Aaliyah Boston, who has become an elite pick and roll post player. This entire season, she has struggled with her back to the basket. We've seen it. She has struggled this entire season back to the basket. So, what's the point of keeping her, of making her play in a style where she's struggling? She struggled out in the perimeter being a passer. It might have worked last year. She struggled this year. But she's become an incredible pick and roll player. You took her out of the pick and roll. Kelsey Mitchell is so good when she gets the ball with 3, 4, 5 seconds left in the clock and can make quick decisions. She is the best player, other than Kennedy Carter, in the league at quick decision, one dribble, attack in the basket. But what you do, you get her the ball early. You get her now the ball early, and she will shoot no matter what. You let her take 17 dribbles, and she shoots a bad shot. All she did in the first half was take Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark out of their games. She took the 3 best offensive players and made them play their B game. She made all of them do things they were bad at. And they won. And they were tied, just simply put, because Minnesota sucked in the first half. Like, they straight up sucked in the first half. So, and Caitlin Clark, they're arguing with Sides in the sideline. When Sides was talking to her, she's not even looking at her. And look, does Caitlin Clark have an attitude issue? I don't know. Because I'm just going to put this out right now. I don't think, and again, sorry, Lynx are a top defense team. They were not good on defense today. I'm not sure that being pissed off at an incompetent coach is a bad attitude. I don't think that's a bad attitude. Like, Kobe would have done it. Jordan would have done it? I don't know. Because, again, she is in the Kobe Jordan mold. And you've heard it from Lisa Bluter. That, like, she can be tough to coach. She's tough to deal with. But, like, you have to just kind of let her... You have to be able to coach her. And that is exactly what Lisa Bluter was able to do. Is, like, you have got a player who plays a system. When it's going bad, she can be real bad. But you got to learn how to coach her. And what's her name? Sides can't do it. And whether or not you think Caitlin Clark is the first, second, or third best player on this team, run and gun is their best system. Without Caitlin Clark, they can't run. They have already won. By the way, the most games this team has won, I'm just letting you guys know. The most games this team has won in like the last 5 years is 13. Was last season. Right now, the Fever have won 11. They've won 11 with 15 games to go. The most games they've won is 13. So yeah, this run and gun style is the best thing for Indiana. And who is the most important piece in the run and gun style? The only player that can run the show. Without Caitlin Clark, you can't play run and gun. Without run and gun, this Indiana Fever team is only better than the tanking Sparks and the crippled Atlanta Dream and the crippled Dallas Wings. They are better than those three teams. I will give it to them. They are better than those three teams in a slowdown play. Because those three teams are basically trying to lose. They have half teams. And we saw at the start of the year when they were 2-9, trying to play this slowdown style. It does not work. And Christie sides does not... I'm convinced she doesn't watch film. She can't have watched the last 7 or 8 games, seen why they have had a record of, I think, 7-3 in their last 10, and watching these games and is like, how are we winning these games? Okay, just like against the Mercury, we're slowing it down, we're struggling, we're running, boom, we win. Same thing as the Liberty. These coaches can't deal with her. They cannot deal with the system. You can stop Caitlin Clark. Like, you can stop Caitlin Clark. And teams have done it. Teams did it today. They did it today. You can stop Caitlin Clark individually. You cannot stop the system. You can stop Caitlin Clark the person. You cannot stop Caitlin Clark the system. And that is the no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And the thing is that Christie sides is making sure that it's as easy as hell to stop both Caitlin Clark, and she doesn't even run the system that can't be stopped. She needs to be gone. And the worst part is, like, again, Caitlin Clark wasn't even good today. And the only reason they won the game was because of the run and gun. Again, Caitlin Clark was the third best player, maybe fourth best player, in the fourth quarter. But it doesn't matter because the system that she's needed to be on the floor to run. It's like when Steph Curry's having a bad game, but sometimes his gravity can free up Clay. It can free up Kevon Looney for lobs. You don't have to have an individual game when your system is unguardable. You don't have to have a good game when your system is unguardable. And that is the problem with Christie sides, is she has a prehistoric view of basketball. She doesn't fundamentally understand the sport of basketball, which is awful because she is in a high 6-figure coaching job and she does not understand the sport of basketball.